on both sides agree that mental health care needs to be a top priority. Conference here just a few minutes ago to tell us that, in fact, he's calling out not just the chief of police, but also the mayor. 11, starting as an hourly aide, and then worked his way up to a full-time teacher. Which is why they say it's important to stop these guys before they get out of hand. It's just 2 miles long. The community around it is growing rapidly thanks to new developments like these, bringing in commuters by the hundreds. It's unanimous. Alpine City Council decided that as of tomorrow, you will no longer be able to ride ATVs or other motor vehicles in the mountain hills outside of town. All across Utah, officials continue to clear up messes like this. He does know that it's going to be a very tough job, but it's one that he and his family are ready to take on. It depends on who you ask, but ask a gun control lobbyist or a liberal lawmaker. They both agree a committed criminal will find a way to cause harm. Democratic State Senator Jim DeBacchus.
And we're tired of mass shooting after mass shooting.
And gun rights advocate Clark Aposhian.
When you get right down to it, crime is just a collection of individuals breaking the law.
Might not see eye to eye on all elements of gun control, but they do agree an unstable person who wants to cause harm will find a way to do it.
There are disturbed people everywhere that, for whatever reason, go out and commit mass murder. The difference between what happens in Britain, for example, is they can't get guns, so they take knives out.
And if somebody that has that kind of evil intentions, I don't think the absence of a firearm is going to do that.
Right now, only the federal government tracks the number of gun sales to a single person from a single dealer, but only within a 5-day period.
We don't have that for rifles. We don't have that for long guns, but it is for all handguns.
While Aposhian reminds us the Second Amendment grants any eligible adult any right to any gun without limit.
Ultimately, he was one person using one gun at a time.
DeBacchus thinks there needs to be more of a system.
Registrations and background checks. There are ways that we should be changing those laws.
To track who is buying potentially deadly weapons.
It's kind of ingrained in the Utah culture, guns. But Utahns don't want to get killed when they go to a movie theater, and they don't want to get killed when they go to a concert. DeBacchus believes that moderate gun laws is the key.
With questions like, have you ever stolen money for drugs or had multiple abortions, you can understand why parents and students are outraged. I spoke with the district, who says that these questions aren't just embarrassing. For them to ask some of them, it's flat out illegal.
We will guarantee it won't be given in any other courses.
Weber School District is now apologizing for a personal questionnaire a veteran teacher gave her Adults Roles College concurrent course at Roy High School. It asked students to reveal detailed information about their personal, sexual, and criminal histories.
I don't think there's any malicious intent or anything on the teacher's part. But it's something that we definitely need to address.
It's an assignment that startled Roy mom, Heather Miller, when her daughter showed it to her last week, distraught.
As she was telling me, my face, I probably lost all color in my face.
After looking at the 2-page self-report test, Lane Finlay agrees these health and sexuality questions aren't just embarrassing, they're illegal.
We believe that a survey like this is inappropriate. It's against policy, it's against state law.
Which is why Finlay says parents like Heather Miller did the right thing in coming forward to the school and to the district.
And so we can't allow that in the classrooms.
The district did say that the students had to turn in the assignment but could write "do not read" on the top of that assignment. That teacher has been placed on paid administrative leave during that investigation. And coming up on 2 News at 6, I'll tell you why Heather wanted to work specifically with me here at 2 News to help get this situation to come to light.
This is the view that people come for to Dimple Dell.
Monica Zoltansky is a true equestrian.
I like potato chips, you can't have just one.
She and her horses rode off to Sandy years ago.
Everybody's moving pretty much on the same pace.
Eventually moving there to take advantage of Dimple Dell's wood chip trails.
Hi, nice day for a walk, huh? It's gorgeous. Enjoy. There's not many places you can go with a horse. I can't take my horse on a golf course. I can't take my horse to the county Olympic Oval or the Wind Park.
Now, Fed with new funding, she and her neighbors worry Sandy City and Salt Lake County will make good on a plan they passed more than a decade ago.
A while ago, we identified one of the needs was to pave the trail and to allow it to be more accessible for more users.
Part of the county's master plan.
It could eventually become a main connector to get people from Bonneville Shoreline Trail to Jordan River Trail.
A plan park users call antiquated.
I think it's a huge mistake.
Particularly with the paved and processed granite park just down the hill from Dimple Dell.
Who is the user group whose needs are being unmet that they have to pave a $4 million trail down the middle of this nature preserve?
Paving the natural, steep and narrow Dimple Dell is something locals just don't want to see happen.
A lot of people like myself moved to Sandy to be close to the park. We just don't think it's a good fit at all.
So that students can focus on learning instead of focusing on their looks. As a teen, getting out of bed is hard enough. But imagine not even having the basic resources you need to start the day.
You don't want to go around school people thinking you stink or you're weird, so you want to have clean clothes.
For more than 80 students at East High, that image is a reality.
Our washer broke at my house, so we're kind of not being able to do laundry right now.
Funded through donations and the school board,
Kids are the first thing we're talking about.
East just installed 2 new private washrooms to provide a secure space for students in need to do their laundry, take a shower, and get ready to learn.
They need to focus on what the teachers have them working on.
It's an idea that's catching on.
The students that are taking advantage of these resources, of these opportunities, they are so grateful.
Private donors and companies like Whirlpool have adopted programs to give certain schools free washers, dryers, and supplies.
I think all kids deserve it.
In just a 2-week period, Whirlpool reported 90% of track students who used the washers increased their attendance.
Every student needs to have less to worry about.
It's a statistic East plans to duplicate.
I thought it was really cool for the community to do something like that, especially because I know a lot of people who are really going to need it.
The school estimates about 100 of their 2,000 students will utilize the new service, which is expected to officially open up as early as next week. Take, for instance, this EV charging station, originally free to try to get people to drive green. Now, you'll have to pay.
I think she's just way in over her head.
Former Mayor Rocky Anderson says he's made a mistake.
And I felt like I needed to do my mea culpa. I was wrong.
2 years ago, the mayor known for running the city during the 2002 Winter Olympics used his goodwill among voters to endorse candidate Jackie Biskupski.
I wanted to see new blood, new energy, somebody that would actually be in town working and getting the job done. And I've got to say, it's way worse now than it was before.
With fidelity.
Back then, he was excited about her dedication to fixing the growing homeless problem, redeveloping and revitalizing downtown, and making alternate transportation easier.
A lot of promises were made, nothing's been done.
Now, midway through her term, Rocky says he's not just disappointed, he's embarrassed at the way she's using taxpayers' money.
I find that utterly disgusting, that any public official like the mayor of Salt Lake City has personal bodyguards and chauffeurs.
Dozens of people on his Facebook page agree, commenting, "I also made a mistake and backed Biskupski. I think there's a lot of us out there with feelings of regret about our vote." And, "You weren't alone in being fooled. Shame on you, Mayor Biskupski. We won't be fooled again. Also, I made the same mistake. No one could have known." Many more saying next election, they're voting for change.
I think the election of Mayor Biskupski has set the city back in enormous ways.